they ain't tell y'all? You tuning into the best morning show on the globe. It's Bradley and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Rattle and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all pin Zippy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SB, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Rattle and Emery.
Brown in the morning, Marques Brown, Justin Emery.
Yo.
We back.
If that's what you want to call this.
Yeah, sort of.
Apologize for the major technical difficulties, but StreamYard is really not cooperating with us right now at all on any level.
No. So we're trying to make best do what we can. We want to get the people what they want, and they want to show, and we want to show. So from hell or hard water, here we are.
Absolutely. I did not bring up any facts for today. So, you know the usual routine. If I don't have facts, nothing happened today. So, nothing happened today.
Nothing happened. On this day, May 18th, nothing happened. It's fine. It's fine.
Nothing happened at all. But real quick, before we get into the topics of the day, I had a very interesting experience this morning.
Okay.
Now, I was not involved in this personally, but I have to ask you this. How early is too early for fisticuffs?
I mean, it depends what time you went to bed. Like if you had a night and you're up at 7 a.m, then it's go. But if I'm just waking up, like if it's like 8 a.m, I'm not fighting anybody. Like that's the best time to argue with me is early in the morning because I have no defense. But I used to say all the time, they'd be like, don't talk to Mark before 10 a.m. My kid, I then wrote my kids, like, don't ask me anything before 10 a.m. I don't know the answer until 10.
I mean, remember we used to do the weekend show at 9?
Yeah. It was rough. I played hurt each week.
So I'm out this morning, getting ready to go to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a couple errands to run real quick before I went to the gym. I was, to get here, to do all that for the show. But I ended up not being able to do that because of the incident that I encountered. Okay. So I was at Street Road and Norristown Road up in Warminster.
I know exactly what that is. Okay.
And they're doing some kind of utility work, road work there. They have it down to one lane. And you know how they have them down to one lane? They have the flagger guys stop, slow, stop, alternating it.
Right.
Well, this little red car, I don't know what kind of car, but the little red car just completely blows through the stop sign and is like down in one lane in like blocking traffic, and there's already cars coming down. So the construction workers try to, stop him and wave him backwards, like, you're blocking traffic.
Yeah.
My man gets out of the car and just starts brawling with the road worker.
What?
This is like 9:15 this morning.
He needs a hug. Something on that man's life that he needs a hug.
So
to get angry that early in the morning over something that insignificant, you need a hug.
Well, then so that's going on, and now obviously you can't be fighting construction workers.
Who won the fight?
Oh, so I mean, there was like 10 construction workers. You know who ended up winning the fight, but
did they all jump him?
Like 3 or 4 of them, yeah.
Wow.
But then the cops come, and the cops block both sides of the street. So I'm now pinned between roadwork and cops.
Yeah, you don't want that. That's not helping. That's not anything.
So, needless to say, I never made it to the gym this morning. But my question is 9:15 too early for fisticuffs?
I mean, listen. Yes, I say yeah. That's way too early to be that upset about anything. Like something like you're gonna have to like directly do something to like one of my family members for me to be able to throw hands at 15 in the morning. Like that's an aggressive time to fight.
On just a random Tuesday.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, we know how I feel about Tuesdays, but like, even me, I'm not doing that at 9:15 a.m. That's way too early in the morning to be doing anything like that.
So that's my eventful morning. I hear you had something that happened to you yesterday.
Yeah, well, this has been an ongoing situation. So
it's a saga at this point in time.
Yeah, so I'm in the new house, and Wednesday we moved all our stuff over. So I'm gonna start with the positives first. Hired these movers. His name's Chris. Bro, it's these two guys, the best moving experience I've ever had in my life. I hired these guys to get me out of my apartment in the storage about a month ago, and like Amber and I had to run errands to go. We had to get more boxes at Lowe's, so we drive to Lowe's. We're like, they won't be done by time. Like we had a lot of stuff. It was all in the living room, but we had a lot of stuff. They were done in like 45 minutes. They called me like, "Hey, we're done. We're ready to go to storage." I'm like, what? You just started? What in the world? They got all the stuff to storage. They loaded up. They packed the boxes so nicely. So I hired them again to move me to the house. So they get me in again. They got me out of storage to the U-Haul, up here, top of the mountain, as I like to call it, to the house, all done in 3 hours. Insane.
That's an accurate statement. You are very much at the top of a mountain.
Yeah.
You're up there. You are up there.
Mountains now. With two, and like it was just two guys that did this. So like that was phenomenal. That's the positive of this. Let's go to the negative. Had our bed delivered yesterday. It's our bed set. We got basically all new furniture. So we got a chest delivered. It was a dresser, a night table, and a bed. So they said they were going to show up between 4 and 7. Now, for the past couple weeks, I've been staying at my parents' house because I was waiting for the house to get done. So
you don't have anywhere to sleep. So
right. Well, see, my car, my parents. So I picked the one that makes more sense.
Yeah.
So I'm staying there. So like I got a new TV. I had a TV delivered to my parents' house. So I told the guys, I was like, yeah, I need to deliver to my parents' house because my house isn't done yet. Gave them the address and everything. So I called yesterday to find out what time they would be there. They said we'd be there between 4 and 7. I was like, all right, awesome. At like 4:55, my dad calls me. Now, my dad is not a cell phone man. He doesn't talk on a cell phone. It's not what he does.
Gotcha.
Like my dad calls me, I know something is terribly wrong. Like mom calls, that's okay. And if
who knows what that's going to be? Yeah.
If my dad wants to call me, he's going to call me through my mom's phone. He doesn't use his phone to call anybody. Like his phone's like the bat phone. Like I saw his name pop up, and I was like, "Dad, oh no, this is not good." So he goes, "Hey, Marcus." That's how. Like I heard the panic in his voice already, so I know something is terribly wrong. Hey, Marcus, you didn't want to bed deliver here, right? And I was like, judging by the fact that I'm not there, and I don't live there, no, I don't. And he's like, well, the mules are here with all of your stuff, and they're confused why you're not here. And I just go. So my parents live about now with my new residence, live about 35 minutes from me. They're in Warrington. I'm on the mountain. So, so now the guy gets on the phone. He's like, it's like, yeah, man, we thought you thought you were here. I was like, well, I'm not. So can you please bring my stuff to my house? So, and he's like, okay, no problem. He's like, you know what? We were actually just up there. I was like, that's crazy. I still want my stuff today. Now. So that's like 450, 450-ish, we'll say. 445, 450-ish. They show up here like 5:30. I see the truck roll up. So I go open the door, open the screen door, get it all ready for him. I noticed the delivery guy. First of all, okay, the reason why I hire movers in the first place is because I know at the ripe age of 40, I do not feel like moving anything anywhere. I have no desire. And you're at an age now, like if you can't afford to hire movers, you can't afford to move. The end.
Fair.
Like don't do it. Because when you get to this, like we're like, I'll tell you a quick side story. So when I was like 25, my ex-girlfriend moved from Manayunk out to Fort Washington, and she had a house in Manayunk, and she's moving into a townhouse in Fort Washington. Myself, her brother, and like 2 other friends, we moved all of her stuff out of the Manayunk into the truck, drove the truck up, and moved her all in that day. We were done like 6-7 hours, had some pizza, then went out that night. If I had done this now, I would be dead today. That's not happening. Like I got a knee issue, my back, like it's too much. Like I don't want to do this. So that's why you hire movers, because you don't want to do stuff you don't want to do. And plus also too, you don't want to bring your friends into it. Like let me tell you guys something out here. Don't ask your friends to help you move because they really don't want to do it. They're going to do it. They don't want to do it. They don't want to be there. They just feel obligated to do it because you're asking them. So they feel bad saying no, but they don't want to do it. They want no parts of helping you move. I don't want to help anybody move. I don't want to help. I don't care how close I am to you. I love you. I don't want to help you move. I don't. I would much rather chip in some money in a pool with a bunch of friends to help you hire your movers if I don't have to help you physically pick up a box. I don't want to do that at this point in my life. I'm retired from helping anyone move. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm out. No.
So I would only ever, at this point in time, help a family member move or a significant other.
I'm not helping anyone move. I'm hiring people for you.
And the reason that is because the last time I helped a friend move, it was such a disaster. Now, here's what my thing is that if you're going to invite your friends to come help you move, you better have your stuff packed by the time I show up.
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, I'm walking. I'm leaving. I'm out.
I walked in and he was like basically still packing. Like there was whole rooms that were still not filled up. And
there is no pizza or no beer, no IPA you can offer me to help you pack and move.
Well, so I did not help with the packing. Yeah, I agree with that. Now, he paid me in other things, so yeah, so it worked out. But I did not help at pack. In fact, I sat on his steps.
How long was this though?
At least pre-Baltimore.
Okay, so you're talking 26, 27-year-old Justin.
Yeah, something like that.
That's still in the help the friends move range. Like in your 20s, you don't care. You don't care about your body like that. Like you're not like, oh, the next day I'm gonna be sore. Pizza sounds good. Like it's fine. Pizza, beer, that's fine. I'll help you move. But when you get to like be my age, when you're 40, I'm out. I'm not helping anybody move. Like let's get a pool together and hire you some movers. Let's do that.
I support that 100%.
So the guy gets out. This man, like, if you're going to move anything, you need to be in some sort of shape.
Oh,
right? You
you
have to. Moving is not a fat man's game. It's not.
This guy hauling junk, right?
Yes. This guy looked like, first of all, he looked like he had helped the Clintons move into the White House. Like he was that old. Like,
I was about to say earlier, when do you really hear of like old movers? But apparently this guy's in.
He's not in the best of shape. Okay. And here's the topper. Here's my favorite part. He's limping. Limping. And I'm like, bro, are you okay?
No, he's not.
And he's like, oh yeah, like I think like at the first stop, like I hurt my hamstring. It gets better. So you got the big, huge trucks, right? So you can't see the other side. The other guy comes out and looks malnutritioned. I'll put it politely, malnutritioned. Like literally one of the skinniest people I've ever seen in my life. They look like the number 10 put together. I was like, how did this? I was like, how? What do we? I was just like, how is this? I was looking around. I was like, is anyone else seeing this? Is anyone else seeing what I'm seeing here? So I had that was great. So we were moving on our couch. We broke our screen door, so that's being repaired. So the door now goes all the way back. So I had my 10-year-old hold the door to make sure it wasn't flapping back and forth on him.
Is that
So
why it was like that yesterday?
what's that?
Is that why it was like that yesterday?
Yeah. It
Okay.
happened moving the couch in. So we have to get that fixed. We're gonna do that this weekend. So she's at the door holding the door for him now. And like I haven't talked to her about what's going on outside. I go upstairs I had to get my charger upstairs, which by the way, I have 3 floors in this house now. I'm now gonna have to invest in a second charger. I'm not doing all the way up. That's too much. It's too much work.
I have like 3 or 4 chargers. I have chargers in basically every room.
I was sweating. I was sweating by the time I came back down the stairs. That's not good. I did like I did 5,000 steps in my house yesterday. It was aggressive. Anyway, so I get back downstairs and she goes, "Hey, is there something wrong with one of the movers?" I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, "He was in the truck and all I hear is ah, 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 ah," and then he just dropped the F-bomb super loud. And we look at each other and we just both start laughing and they're coming towards us and we have to like walk away. So this man is struggling to get things up. Like I have 3 flights of stairs and I have like, this is more of a city type home. So the hall, like it's deep, but like the hallways are narrow. So I'm like, he's bringing the dresser up. I'm like, I don't know how it's going to happen. So they get the bed frame upstairs. The one guy comes downstairs. Oh, another thing too. They didn't have gloves. They didn't have a back brace. They just showed up style. No notes, all opinions. Like they were not prepared for the job. I was like, do you guys know you're moving today? You just wake up and someone called and said, "Hey, do you mind take something up to a mountain?" And they were like, "No problem. We got you." So the guy comes downstairs like, "Hey, we're having trouble assembling the bed." I was like, "What do you mean?" And the other guy comes like, "So this part over here won't attach to this part over here." I'm just kind of staring at him. He goes, "So what I mean by that," I was like, "I understand what you mean, but what's the solution? You got to hook up the bed. Like, what do you want me to do? Well, this is why you're here. You're here to do these things that I don't want to do. That's your whole purpose. Your purpose is to make my life easier. And in the past hour and 15, you've made it drastically harder. That's no good. I need you to make things easier for me." So they have to call. They call the general manager. Okay, this guy had to drive up from the store down off the mountain in Warrington, all the way up to the mountain. He figured this problem out in 5 minutes. 5. So he leaves. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot another part of the story. I had to stop. So we had a chest, and the chest looked pretty heavy. And like it got to a point where like, so Amber comes home, and I'm like, I'm starting to feel like, do I need to get in here and do this to get these people out of my house? Because like the thing is, it's like, listen, I don't know you guys. I don't want you in my house. I want you to leave as fast as possible. Like this is not something where I like when I start doing my nighttime activities, I don't want you to be a part of it. Like if I sit down, I'm gonna make myself a drink and watch some TV. I don't want to look to my left and see you. Like I don't want that. I want to not see you. You should be out of my house within an hour. Okay. It's now 8:30 at night. They've been here since 5, by the way. So he's bringing chest. I'm like, bro, I gotta stop you. And he's making all these noises, up my stairs. I'm like, listen, man, I'm gonna have to stop you. I want you to wait till your manager gets here because, like, I don't need you tumbling down my stairs with a chest on top of your head. I don't need to have that in my first 3 days in the house. That's not what I want to see. It's like, let's just take a break, take a breather. We'll figure it when the manager gets here. But the manager sees the guy's hurt, fixes the problem, was like, I'm out. He just leaves. I'm like, that's kind of messed up because like you probably as the manager should have stayed and helped. Like you should have been the other guy because now you got this guy limping around, not in the best shape anyway, and now he has one leg. So then we get to the point now it's like 9:30, and the box spring won't, like, again, we have narrow hallways. The box spring won't fit underneath the door. So they had to get what it's called a double box spring. It's cut in half, so you bring up that way. So they came back today to finish that. So that was my negative of the moving experience. That was a calamity. That's what they call a calamity. It was ridiculous.
That sounds like quite an ordeal.
It was a lot. They didn't leave until 9:30, and like they didn't do the best of jobs, but they meant well. You know what I mean? They were nice guys. But like they weren't. First of all, they shouldn't be movers. That shouldn't be their title. They should be doing something else, maybe in a cubicle. And they definitely were not prepared at all to be movers. Like I said, if you're gonna be a mover, you got to have gloves. You got to have a back brace. Like these are essentials to being a mover. But you got to have dollies. None of these things. They just showed up with hands ready to move. Hands and polo shirts ready to move. Like that's no, we can't do that. But we figured it out though. Here we are.
It's quite the ordeal.
Yeah, the bed's upstairs thing. And then like I was like this morning, like literally my bedroom turned to a trap house. I had to sleep on a mattress last night because I couldn't sleep on the bed. So Amber and I just laying on the mattress. I'm looking around like this is not how I envisioned the first night in my bed, just laying here on a mattress, trap house style. I go to the headboard's going like this on me. I'm like, hey, do you guys mind like tighten the headboard before like you guys leave? He's like, yeah, no problem. But I wasn't up there supervising, so I doubt the headboard was tightened. It's a mess. Absolute mess.
We're gonna need to follow up and let everybody know how this unraveled later this week.
Yes, I will definitely be following up. But anyway, that's my life in a nutshell. Just things happening constantly.
It's crazy. Well, listen, we're gonna hit a quick commercial break, and on the other side, we promise we'll talk about sports.
Yes, this is a sports show. Brad, in the morning. Adam, Justin Emery. We'll be right back.
Looking for authentic Mexican food close to home? Great news. District Taco has opened its newest location in Abington, Pennsylvania, and they'd love to fiesta with you. Offering Yucatanian fish tacos, burrito mojados smothered in delicious salsa, and crispy sweet churros, District Taco has it all. Try out the newest location or check out their website, districttaco.com, and come back for more. District Taco. Always fresh, always Mexican.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys today about my friends at Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream. USA Today selected Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream as the best ice cream parlor in Pennsylvania. Uncle Mike's is a family-owned and dedicated to the production of premium quality and gourmet ice cream and sorbet, made fresh daily on the premises using the highest quality ingredients available. Uncle Mike's features over 30 unique delicious flavors offered in scoops, sundaes, shakes, and special order ice cream cakes and pies. Uncle Mike's Homemade Ice Cream is located at 537 York Road in Warminster and is open all year round. Visit Uncle Mike's and let their friendly staff serve you happiness one scoop at a time.
Hey man, we back.
Yeah, man. Brad in the morning, Marques Brown, Justin Emery. Here to talk sport.
Yeah. So we had did some show prep yesterday for today. And basically we were like, let's, synopsize what basically the show has been since you haven't been here, as well as some NBA things that I have. So we'll start with in my opinion, the top NBA stories of the 72 game season. Okay.
Yes.
So story number one, this isn't in any order, it's just the order that I wrote them down. And story number one is that even though he didn't have the other Splash brother with him, Steph Curry's cooking this season, and there's no doubt about it. And if anybody thought that the Golden State Warriors windows closed, you are mistaken.
Yes, Chef Curry is cooking up 9-course meals. Like he's cooking up, he's cooking. It's one of those things with him where you have I think I'm gonna say it's the minority, but you have these people out there that kind of have questioned him and talked about, well, he had Clay and then he had Durant and then it's always a bit, but then he had. Like, can we just appreciate the greatness of that is Steph Curry? Like Steph, we talked about him before in the show. That we talked about the most influential is a difference between great, and influential. And Steph Curry influence on the game, and he is one of the most influential players ever. Because of the style of play that he's ushered in the NBA. And you're seeing the byproduct of that in the way the game is played. Like Damian Lillard admittedly changed his game because of Steph Curry. Guys like Trae Young, Buddy Hield, guys like pulling up from the logo is now fashionable. Where did that come from? It came from Steph Curry. And watching this especially his March, was just ridiculous. I mean, the fact that the Golden State Warriors are in this, and we're going to get into playoff games. They start tonight. Actually, the Warriors play the Lakers tonight, which will be a fun one. The fact that the Warriors, without Klay Thompson, with no real number two, are in a position, they're 39-33, and they're in position to make some noise in the playoffs, is directly a result of how dominant and incredible Steph Curry has been. And listen, I've always said this, I enjoy and love watching greatness. I love watching great players. So it's been amazing watching him do the things he's doing. And my God, if Klay Thompson can return back to form next year, watch out.
Absolutely. Talking about star players getting their star teammates back. Brooklyn's big three MIA. 8 games they played together. 8 games.
Yep.
6-2 in those 8 games.
Yes. And listen, like this is something I said on the show about a month ago, is the Brooklyn Nets are trying to tell you that the regular season doesn't matter. And that's why they have to be stopped, because they are the evil empire, and they're trying to show people, hey, it doesn't matter. We can just show up, play 8 games together, and everything's gonna be fine. And they are talented enough to do that, but if they do that, it's not good for the NBA. And you had the stuff with Kyrie with the personal issues. James Harden legitimately gets hurt. Durant's been in and out of the lineup. And this is why I've always said that I don't see why they are the people. They're the team that people want to invest in. I don't understand. Like, just based off the sample size, these guys, we've never seen them together for a elongated period of time. I mean, 8 games out of 72 they've been on the court together. That's a terrible ratio. Anyone knows that. So I don't know. Like, it's going to be interesting. Like honestly, it's going to be like watching a new team in the playoffs. How crazy is that? Like watching a team we've never seen before in the playoffs. That's weird. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't know. They're gonna have a tough time getting past the Bucks in the second round. They're gonna have a tough time just figuring things out, like just natural progressions. With the playoffs legitimately, everything tightens, everything shrinks, everything gets harder, everything gets more difficult. So it's gonna be interesting how they work together with basically no team chemistry.
Yeah. I still have faith in the Sixers, but the Nets are unraveling at the seams. You see it starting to happen.
Right. Yeah, they just, like, at the end of the day, when it comes to Brooklyn, they're going to have to rely on things and people they haven't relied on all season. So how is that going to work? What's that going to look like? I know how great each player is individually, but what are they collectively? We don't know.
Story number 3. The tainted MVP. Now, the only reason the Joker is going to win the MVP this year is because he didn't get hurt. And if that is your sole criteria as to why you win the MVP, are you really the MVP?
I think it's a little unfair to say that's the sole reason, because he's had a really good year.
Well, yes. But if Embiid played, I want to say 59 games, I think he played.
Mm-hmm.
No. 49 games because it's 72. Embiid played 49 games. If he plays 60, he probably gets MVP. If LeBron plays 60 games, he probably gets the MVP.
Yeah. I mean, when you say it like that, yeah, but I mean,
like, yeah, he's having a good year. Like, Joker's having a good year. But he's not having the best year.
Well, I think honestly, the thing that helps him the most, besides the games played, is Jamal Murray getting hurt. Because the fact that they were able to still be in the position they are now and missing Jamal Murray, especially how great he played in the bubble last year, I think that really strengthened his case. But, I mean, I agree with you where if Embiid plays 60, 65 games, he's your MVP. Because he is – it's a different type of dominance. So it's hard to compare the two. But it's a very different type of dominance. But they've both been dominant in their own right. But Embiid's dominance has been undeniably dominant, if that makes sense.
I'd see some people in the Athletic kept Embiid off first team All-NBA.
Yeah, which is absurd, especially for the fact that you can now you could do big men as power forwards also. So there's no excuse not to have Embiid as your starting five. That's silly.
Yeah.
Like Embiid should be the starting five All NBA, no question about it. Come on, stop.
I agree. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Now, story number 4, and this is a little bit due to injury, but I believe that this season the King has been dethroned. That injury might. Now, I'm not going to say that it's going to force LeBron into an early retirement, but at age, what's he, 36? 35, year 18, I think.
This is Jordan's 98.
I think that, we could, I said all along, LeBron doesn't care what solar system he plays in, what galaxy, any of that. He doesn't care. He will play in China. It does not matter. He will be, you tell him he has to play every game in the playoff on the road. He's like the one player that I'm like, all right, he might still win a chip because he doesn't matter what he plays. But I think this injury stole that from him, and I don't know if he'll ever get it back.
Yeah, I mean,
if this is 10 years ago, I'm not saying this. You know what I mean? It's only because of his age and all that.
LeBron James has a lot of miles on that body. A lot of miles. I mean, if you think, because the fact that he went to, all those 7 straight finals, that's like basically the equivalent of 2 or 3 extra seasons.
The Olympics.
Right, in the Olympics, right. So, he's got a lot of miles on that body. He does a great job taking care of it. Great job taking care of himself. However, at what point does it start to just break down just naturally, just from wear and tear? So, I don't know. Like I said, listen, I said on the show, I'm not going to run away from this. I said on the show in the origins of Brown Memory that I think we saw LeBron's last final in the bubble. I think that's it for him in his finals. So I do think you're going to see a decline, but LeBron's decline is going to be better than half of the NBA. You know what I mean? He's still going to be able to be an effective basketball player if he wants to. Now, some guys are, I want to be at my peak, and if I can't be who I am at my peak, then I'm out. So I don't know how he feels about that. I think it's really important for him to play with his son. So maybe he waits until Bronny gets the NBA, and then he departs after that season. But like, if he wanted to, he could probably do 5-6 more years and still be a productive, really good NBA basketball player.
Well, and also another that is, as he ages, will he be okay with coming off the bench? Because that can prolong his career even longer. Like, if he's willing to be like, I don't even a 6th guy, like say a 7th, 8th guy off the bench, he could play I don't even want to put a number on it, but a long time.
Yeah, if he would be like a six man off the bench and close games out, that could be something wrong with his career. I don't know, but like I don't know, like the ankle is an injury where is that really your body breaking down or is that just bad luck? You know what I mean? Like ankles can happen. When you start to worry about the breakdown injuries, it's the hamstrings, like our mover friend. It's the back starts to tighten up a little bit. We're not hearing things like that about him yet. So I'm not sure if it's his body or just bad luck. And then because he's a little bit older, you don't bounce back as fast. You know, like an ankle injury when you're 18 is 3 days, a little bit of ice, and you're good to go. But an ankle injury at 35, that's going to take a little bit more time. So, I mean, we'll see what next year looks like for him, because you look at the past 2 years, it's been very quick turnarounds. They had that long break, but then you went to the bubble, you win the championship bubble, you're back in 2 months. So, what's going to happen to him next November when the season starts? How does that look? What is that going to look like? That'll be interesting to see.
And then perhaps the biggest storyline in the league, previously thought to be untouchable, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, put some respect on Russ's name. Like breaking.
I said this on the show last week that he is going to replace Charles Barkley as the greatest NBA player to not win a title when he retires.
I'm not mad at that.
Because I'd say right now, Barkley's probably the best player.
Yeah, that's not the Chuck at all. But I'm not mad at that at all, because, and I think Russell Westbrook is a guy. Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Do you have Chuck over AI?
He's the only one that is like, they're the 1 and 2 options. It's who you go with. I think that is an all around.
Yes, I'm not mad at that either. It's just like
I think Barkley was a better all around player. Like Iverson, like the things that Iverson did, he was probably better at those things. Like Iverson's A+ trait was higher than Barkley's A+ trait, but Barkley had more A's and B traits across the board to make up for it. I was an all-around complete better player. Like if I mean, I know like either whatever I am going to sound like I'm throwing the other one under the bus. You know what I mean? But I think that as an all-around complete player, yeah.
Yeah, irrational people think that. I don't think you're throwing anyone under the bus. Like I think it's a conversation. Like Barkley versus
like
AI.
It's really down to those two. You know, like they're
so yeah, Russell though, I think people will appreciate Russell Westbrook a lot more when he's not playing basketball anymore. And
a lot of people don't like him as well.
Right, which is weird because from all accounts, he's a really good dude. Like his team, like his teammates, besides Kevin Durant, like love him. Like no one's really ever said a bad thing about him as a teammate. Like guys,
well, he's got the Marcus Smart but personality on steroids. Where if he's on your team, you're gonna love him.
Right,
you're not gonna want him.
Right. Yeah, I think that like people mistake his on court intensity for like he's just a bad person. It's not mutually exclusive. Like two things can be true. You can be a good person but be a killer on the court, and that's who he is. And it speaks to like the charitable things he's done about Oklahoma City, like even Washington, things he's done there. Houston, he did terrible stuff there, charitable stuff there. So he's a guy that I think people are just going to appreciate a lot more when he's not playing. Look back at his numbers and like his highlights and be like, wow, this guy was a baller. And to break Oscar Robertson's, like this is like comparable to like the home run record. Like this was a record that no one thought. I'm gonna say both home run records. Roger Maris 61 and Hank Aaron. No one thought either one of those could ever possibly be broken. So, and it's just like, and you look at the Wizards because they're also gonna play on game against Celtics. I think that's tomorrow. Is that tonight or tomorrow?
Tonight's the East. Tonight's the East.
Okay. So you got Wizards, Celtics, and then you got Warriors, Lakers. So, so you look at the Wizards, their season, they were dead and buried. They got off they were like 2-15, horrible start. It looked like they couldn't figure it out. And all of a sudden, they've been like a top 5 team in the East since the All-Star break. But they've been playing really good basketball. And it's unfortunate Bradley Beal has a hamstring issue. So you don't like that's going to hamper, even if they do get in the playoffs, which look like they will, it's going to hamper them in the playoffs. But they've been playing really good basketball. A lot of that has been Russell Westbrook. He's been a big part of that. He's been a machine, the things he's putting up. And a triple, I mean, we say triple-double, but do we really understand what that fully means and how hard that is to do? Like that is a really difficult thing to do. And to do it so many times where you break Mr. Triple-Double's record, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. And he's not, and Westbrook's not doing 10, 10, and 10. He's getting you 25, 13, and 12. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane. Insane.
Yeah. I mean, that's why Russell Westbrook is now Mr. Triple-Double.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I think Russ is the guy most people will appreciate when he's not playing anymore and look back and see how incredible his career was and everything he did and he's not even the thing about Russell Westbrook too is amazing is that he's not a great shooter. Like he's not.
He's below average.
Yeah, he's not a great shooter at all by any means, by any stretch. He had his MVP year. He shot the three really, really well. That's basically it. Every year after that has been below NBA league average by a lot some years. So like he's not a great shooter, but he gets his. And he gets people involved. So
for sure. Now, before we get to a break real quick, I just wanted to go over the odds for the Sixers real quick.
Okay.
Plus 260 to win the East, plus 800 to win the title.
Ooh. That's interesting. I'll
admit I jumped on the Sixers to win the East about a week ago. I got it at a much better number than 260, but I do have some dollars on this.
They have the path of least resistance to these conference finals. And that's why that number 1 seed was so important because now you're looking at the Wizards, Celtics, Hornets, one of those teams, and then second round you're looking at the Hawks or the Knicks. I said this before. I want one of those in the first round. I want one of those happy to be their teams. What they're going to have in the second round. You're going to get a happy to be their team because neither the Hawks or the Knicks, no one on their rosters have that experience besides Lou Williams has that experience to have played in a prestigious round in second round of playoffs. So neither one of those teams are equipped. And the Sixers don't look now, but the Sixers now are playoff tested. Like they've been this is their 4th year in a row in the playoffs, and they've gone to the second round each of those. Oh, I'm sorry, not last year, but 2 out of 3 years they've gone to the second round of the playoffs, and they played against some tough series. So they're now like they're like, even though it's crazy to think about it this way, they're kind of like the core, the Harris, the Simmons, and Embiid. They're like playoff veterans at this point. Like they're not like this. So this is set up for them to be successful because they've been in 2 minutes to go in a game, up 1, down 2 in the playoffs. They've had those scenarios before. So that's going to come in handy playing these inexperienced playoff teams in the first 2 rounds, especially for the fact that after June 11th, you're going to have a full Wells Fargo Center.
Oh, yeah.
So that's going to be huge. So all of that, I think the Sixers winning the East, I'm not going to say it's a safe bet because nothing is guaranteed, but I like my chances.
I'm surprised if I'm being honest.
Say it again?
Surprised they're not favored.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I mean, it's just, what it is. It's just like how the NBA looks at the Sixers. for past transgressions. But like, I look at this team, I don't know how you don't see that. And like, I think whoever wins the East this year, I think they're the champion. I think the East year.
I do too. So we're gonna go real quick commercial break. And then on the other side, before we get out of here, Marcus and I will give you our predictions on the Eagles season.
Love it.
Emery in the morning. He's Marcus. I'm Justin. We'll be right back.
Justin Emery here to tell you about Beef Jerky Outlet in Langhorne. Sharon and Michael are the owners, and they have the best beef jerky around. You can never go wrong with the maple bacon, but my personal favorite is the honey barbecue turkey jerky. Turkey jerky? Yeah, I said it, turkey jerky. It's getting warmer out, which means grilling season. And what better way to top your meat than with Beef Jerky Outlet's very own sauces? Spicy chipotle, sriracha horseradish, and roasted pineapple habanero are just a few of your options to choose from. Located at 110 Lincoln Highway at the corner of Oxford Valley Road, or shipping nationwide on their website, beefjerkyoutlet.com/Langhorne. Use promo code BREMY for 10% off and say, yo, Justin sent you.
Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy has a plethora of pizzas for your munching pleasure, especially pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, and taco. Taco actually being my personal favorite. And also plenty more. If it's sandwiches you desire, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options. Also, they're available on Grubhub. Amy's located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. You can call them today at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000.
Every Friday, we're bringing you bits, but it's especially hilarious to me knowing what I've seen happen in McDonald's locations over the years. Hell, what I've done in McDonald's locations over the years. Hits.
Always winterize your pipes. I think that is just funny.
And everything in between.
Nah,
See, it's the opposite. You don't see it, and he was totally about eating that baby. We are Twitty and the Brand. We're going to ruin something that you love. New episodes weekly on all your favorite podcast streamers.
Yeah, man. Welcome back. Brian in the morning. Marcus Brown, Justin Emery.
So I got 7 and 10 for the bird season.
You're just getting right into it.
I got some bad news that occurred during the little break right there. I got the alert that my phone was on 20%. So. Yeah, got the alert on there, and I pulled a Marcus. And I turned him out of the room.
What'd you do?
My charger's not available.
Oh no.
So now we're this last segment we're gonna fly, bro. But yeah, I got him 7-10. I'm not straight to getting the 7 wins. Like I homered it to 7 wins.
Okay, so I know I'm in the minority in this, and we've talked about this briefly. I think the Eagles are going to be a little better than people think. And I base that off of the fact that I think this a lot of this depends on Jalen Hurts. Stop shaking your head at me like that. A lot of this is based on Jalen Hurts and what he does this year. Everything, though, is set up, in my opinion, for Jalen Hurts to be successful. Will he be, and will he take advantage of that? That time will tell. But it's set up for him to be successful. Second-year quarterbacks typically do pretty well. Now, that does not project and mean that I think Jalen Hurts should be the franchise quarterback. That still won't be determined after this year, in my opinion, because of, like I said, the year of the second-year quarterback. We've seen it here. We saw it with Nick Foles in 13. We saw it with Carson Wentz in 17. Second-year quarterbacks, there's something about it. The book's not quite out of them yet. And I think that's why I feel like they're going to be a little better. The weapons also, too, I think are better. Now, there are a lot of ifs involved in my scenario for the Eagles to be better. But these ifs that I have are not unreasonable ifs. If the offensive line holds up, if you get good production out of, more production out of Jalen Reagor, Miles Sanders, Dallas Goedert, it very well looks like Zach Ertz going to be a Philadelphia Eagles here. By the way, guys, like I don't think he's going anywhere. So you get Ertz back.
He might be. I think he's going to be moved during training camp.
I mean, the Eagles seem to be not budging about giving him up for someone other than.
But yeah, I wouldn't just give him away. I wouldn't just give him away for nothing.
Right.
But,
so and they don't like. I mean, they don't like their plan to do that. So you got
interesting.
Right. So you get Ertz back possibly. Now Devontae Smith, what is he going to give you? Do you get a better Jalen Reagor? We should hope so. Travis Fulgham got hurt, showed some things. We might get some out of him also. I think the wide receivers complement each other. We'll see if they're good enough, but I think they complement each other. Defensively side of the ball, the defensive line is beastly. He signed Ryan Kerrigan yesterday, which
That's a
lot of
Chris Long-esque.
Oh yeah, a lot of people are giving like the Chris Long comparisons. The line's nice. You still got Darius Slay on one side. You still need another corner on the other side. You've improved your back end. They have a chance to be better than people think. Now, I'm going to quickly go through the schedule. I know we're on a time crunch. I'm going to do this quickly. This could still be ugly the first couple weeks. So Atlanta, I have that as a win. San Francisco, loss. Dallas, loss. KC, loss. Carolina, loss. Tampa Bay, probably loss. Okay? But then after that, you go Vegas, Detroit, Chargers, Broncos, New Orleans, Giants, Jets. You can get a lot of wins in there. Then there's a bye. Then you have Washington, Giants, Washington, Dallas, all at home. And for the last, 6 weeks, you don't get on a plane. So you can make up a lot of
8 weeks.
8 weeks, yeah. So you can make up a lot of ground in those weeks. Now, like I said, it can start ugly. Because San Francisco, I have an L. Dallas on the road, L. Kansas City at home, L. Carolina, possibly L. And then Tampa Bay, possibly L. Now you're home against Tampa Bay. So that could be in your favor. I'm not sure their schedule they play that Sunday, but if they do it at the travel, you might be able to do some things there. And it's still early in the season too, where weird things happen. So maybe get lucky there. But at the best case scenario, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're coming out of there maybe 2 and 4, 2 and 5, maybe 2 and 5 to start the season. But like I said, 7 through 13, you got 5 winnable games in there, and then 15 through 18, you're at home for all those games, a lot of winnable games. And the NFC East is, I think Washington is going to be pretty good. The Giants, and Dallas should be pretty good. So, I don't know. I think 9 is not unrealistic. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Well, am I here to say or guarantee they're going to make the playoffs? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you this. In December, they will be in a hunt for a playoff spot.
I mean, I hope you're right.
Be happy, Justin. Don't be right. Be happy.
Oh, no, I want to be happy.
Yeah.
Be happy for sure.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Sure.
And everything I said there was a lot of ifs in there. No question. And I can't dispute that. But every if I said, none of them were unreasonable ifs. They were all in the possibility of reason. I didn't say anything outlandish or crazy. All of those things could happen. I mean, if Jalen Hurts goes out there and balls out, and you get a better year out of Miles, like the best year out of Miles Sanders, Dallas Goedert comes of age. These things are possibilities. They're not like, and the offensive line stays healthy. These things are possibilities. So we'll see.
I'm hoping you're right and I'm wrong, and then we'll both be happy. Then we'll be happy.
Look, it's May 18th. It's too early. We don't know. We're just sitting here spitballing. So much can happen from now in September. It's fun to do this stuff. We can't take it too seriously because we don't know. No one has any idea. It's May.
It's fair. You got anything else before we put a bow on this?
No, I'm good. I'm gonna go upstairs and make sure my bed's together.
Fair
Maybe
enough. Well,
yeah.
Fair enough. Well, I guess let's get out of here then.
Yeah, so follow us, Friday Emery Pod everywhere. Follow me, Mark to be tweeting everywhere.
At Justin Emery Show on the Bluebird app.
And hey, get all your gear as you see the scroll. PrimeEmeryShow.com.
Yeah, man. 10% off your orders from the beef jerky outlet with promo code Bremy.
Love it. And until next time, you be with us, you be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Late.